It's the 9th of March 2015. Here with Brandon Naylor, who is going to be the sound engineer for the upcoming March TV show here at CWP, and he's also going to do the sound for Fanaki's Cafe Open Mic, which a lot of the other level 1 students are going to be involved with the promotion for. So in your own words, Brandon, we had a bit of a discussion before you made some notes, didn't you? So what skills and knowledge do you think that a sound engineer should have? You can refer to your notes as we're going through it.
Well, skills and knowledge, basically, I've got to have a really good ear for the rhythms and the outputs and everything that's coming about. I've got to judge the quality of sound that that's going to come from them. Because I've got to just tune it a little bit, just make it so it's nice and crisp for the performers. Obviously, I need to have basic knowledge of like the electronics that are about it, like the soundboard and everything like that, and the acoustics, just have general knowledge of that. Obviously, I need to be kind of practical based for this. This is a practical based role. If I'm not very good at doing that, then it would, I wouldn't be very good with my hands at all. I mess stuff up.
So good communication skills as well.
Yeah, I need to be quite good in communication with others to see exactly what they want and remember how they want it to be. I would say you need to be interested into this, because if you weren't interested into the actual engineering side of the sound, there's no point trying to follow it, because you'd just be bored.
Yeah, you're quite right there actually. Yeah, 90% of sound engineers are musicians, so that's a very good point.
Yeah.
What sort of work activities do you think you'd be expected to undertake if you're a professional sound engineer?
Well, I'd have to discuss with the various different amounts of performers, just basically because every performer is going to want a different type of variation on the board. They're going to want a different type of reverb level. They're going to want this, going to want that. Everything's got to be perfectly in tune for them. So it's not my benefit, it's for their benefit. It's what they want. You know what I mean? It's any type of effect they would like me to add to the sounds. That would also be my role. They'd expect me to do that. I mean, I've got to set it all up for them. I've got to do all the sound checks through them. That I've got to make sure everything's perfect. From as soon as they speak into that microphone, it's all got to be perfect. I've got to make sure there's no crossfeed, there's no reeling or anything. I would be the main manager of the equipment, loading and unloading, positioning, making sure all the speakers are all in line, making sure they're all in the perfect places to create the best sound and to prevent any unwanted feedback or anything like that.
So you need to have a good knowledge of health and safety as well.
Yes, that would be another one. Trailing wires, anything like that, that would be a hazard to the performers or those who have come to see the performers. And that's a very big thing about it.
Especially in this day and age.
Yeah.
Injury laws for you and all that stuff, yeah. So make sure you've got your duct tape.
Exactly, you have to make sure all the wires are put together and no type of hazard is progressed from that. Basically, a lot of the equipment that would be needed on the night of any performance, I would be the one positioning this equipment. I would be setting this equipment up, making sure it's all safe to be used, making sure it's all appropriate in all the appropriate places. Obviously, some musicians would call it a sound plan, some would just call it dynamics. But basically, I'd have to discuss this with them to make sure I know exactly what they need and what they require to make their performance how they want it, to make it perfect for them. We would do pre-recordings from it, and we'd choose what type of music they're going to be listening to, and every different type of music is a different type of level, obviously. Obviously that's just fine-tuning again.
What other roles might you be expected to undertake? It depends on the venue, doesn't it?
No, obviously with the venue, that's just reposition of the equipment and where they would like the speakers to be.
So some venues might want you to do what in between each band?
Well, basically unload and reload the equipment.
Yeah, but something that's more for the audience.
For the audience, I'd say that they'd need the sound to be appropriate to their hearing. Basically, you don't want it too loud, you don't want it too quiet, but also you want it in the right place. That sound's really going to travel above them and
There's just something in your notes that you've overlooked that we mentioned before.
Yeah.
We should have a quick look through, just for the purposes of the camera, just so we can evidence this. This is something we might want to do on the day at CWP as well, and the Funakis. Think about it, you don't want any during the changeovers.
Oh, crossfeed?
No. The opposite of that. You don't want any silence.
Oh, silence.
So what would you be doing in between the bands?
Oh, I'd be producing the sound for everyone else. So basically, there's always some type of volume about it. There's always going to be some type of noise that they're going to be able to listen to.
Yeah, so just DJing.
Yeah, basically, I just putting new tracks on, putting something on just to keep everything going, making sure no one's feeling out of tune and that everything's going to flow well. That it's not like clunky. Everything's just got to flow.
So what might be a really good idea is for our Money Matters TV show, is to prepare a load of songs about money that aren't going to be played on the day.
Yeah.
So things like Billionaire, I Need a Dollar, they're off the list because they're being performed. But anything else that's about money, maybe Money, Money, Money by ABBA, things like that, you could put them on in between each performance.
Exactly.
That'd be more for when the audience is coming in.
Yeah, like just set the mood.
Yeah. And if there's any audience members there, if the sound check's taking slightly longer, or speak to Pete about the fact there might be any dead air within the performances. Mostly it'll be taken up by the VTs and the presenters, won't they? All right, excellent. So just moving on now to your other sheet of notes. For the CBP TV show, what are your main roles going to be? Just talk me through.
My main roles are obviously the equipment, because I'll be the sound engineer. I'll be setting everything up, making sure everything's in place, making sure everything's perfect, nothing's going to go wrong on a day. Obviously doing the DJing, setting on no silence. I'd also be liaison with all the different types of bands that'll be there on the day, all the performers, just to make sure that I know exactly what they want and what they need, and they can also help me with telling me in the easiest possible way how they'd like it. On the 26th of March is when we're going to be sorting our first TV show, and then a week before that I'm basically going to be doing a full sound check of all bands to make sure all the bands are in sync, everything's perfect on. A day after Funakis, we're going to have an open mic night for all the other students, the CWP students versus the level 1 students.
So the day after the TV show, we're going to do an open mic. That's right, the Funakis,
And
that's the 27th of March.
Yeah, that's 27th. That'll be student hosted. So again, I'll play a vital role in that, being able to manage all the equipment and making sure nothing's going to go wrong and everything's going to work well.
So you'll be on hand, won't you, all night?
Yes, all night.
So understand as well that you need to display a respectful attitude, positive attitude, especially under pressure, and work well with others. You'll be assessed at that at all times as well. Just moving back to the CWP TV show, there's just something you've missed here about what you need. So you're going to recruit someone to assist you. So just tell me why.
Well, basically,
you can use your notes to refer to.
Basically, if I recruit someone to assist me, 2 pairs of hands are better than 1. There might be something that I might miss, or it might be something that they miss that I can pick up on, and or they could find out a fault or a problem that might occur within the performance that they could also help me understand, and we could both resolve it.
The way the room's laid out is you're going to be quite near to the speakers. Yeah. So by the time, you won't have experienced this yet, because this will be the first time doing live sound. By the time you're at the back of the room, and as well, if you sound check to an empty room, it's going to be different on the day when the room's full of physical bodies. They're literally going to soak up the sound. So by the time you get to the back of the room, the bass might be really loud, or the other way around, the bass might be really quiet, or whatever instrument it is. But out front, on your side, it might sound absolutely perfect. So you're going to need someone to run to the back of the room, just listening out for things, give you a bit of advice, like you say, 2 pairs of ears are better than 1. Also, you might need some piece of equipment at the last minute that someone's overlooked, or maybe the guitarist has forgotten his guitar strap or something, and he only realises when he gets on stage. You can't go and run and get it, and he can't run and go and get it, you're going to need someone to assist you to run in here, grab the strap, and go straight back out. So you want to plan ahead for all these eventualities that might occur. So have spare straps, have spare leads, have spare tuners on the day by the side of you. That's not really your responsibility, you're just being professional there by having this stuff to make up.
Sure everyone's,
Excellent. Yeah. So one other thing as well that I think we missed about the assistant is, that's it. So also, think about this. If the next band's on and the guitarist is outside having a cigarette, chatting away, and you're there pulling your hair out, like you're sound engineering for one band, and there's only half of the next band ready, you've got like a minute changeover time, or 3 minutes changeover time while the presenter's talking.
The assistant will be all...
You'll be able to run out, hey guitarist, come in, you're on next.
Exactly.
Yeah, really simple stuff, but it makes all the difference on the day, because you can't have the audience sat there twiddling the thumbs. But let's say you've prepared a 3-minute song, you know you've got bang on 3 minutes to get this next sound check, line check out of the way. So you hit play and ABBA comes on, you've got 3 minutes. If the guitarist isn't there, you're going to have dead air at the end of that ABBA song. Yeah, so maybe it might be worth getting a few extra backing tracks as well that you can just put on. So maybe have 3 or 4 extra than what you actually need. Yeah? Okay. So, any other comments or questions about the CWP TV show or for Gaffer's Open Mic? 1 sec, sorry.
No, none of it that I can think of, no.
Okay, I think you've covered pretty much everything there. Just remember that you're going to be continually assessed, okay? Alright, so now we're going to go into the live room and you're going to demonstrate your current knowledge, okay? So I just want you to, in your own words, just talk me through the mixing desk.
Well, as we have here, we have the mixing desk. You've got the on and off button, the AC in and out.
Yeah.
This is the master level. This controls all volume throughout the mixing desk. These are the lines for the channels and the mics. This obviously just sets the volume.
So what do these control, these white ones?
These white ones, these controls the level for the channel.
The volume level, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
As we see here, this is to turn the reverb on and off.
Yeah.
These buttons here. That controls the volume of the reverb here. That's master volume for the reverb. Here we have your equalisers. You've got your high, which is for like that just sets that to make sure it's at a perfect level. Low is like 1, like a whoa, 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 like a whoa, whoa, whoa. That obviously that sets a perfect pitch between that. This is how you go in between your mic and your line inputs and outputs. Yeah. That's just pushing it in and out. That flicks between. These are your mics in. This is your channels and your lines in. This is over here. This is your output, and you've got your monitor output, which basically that's just controls the monitor output volume, and then you've got your left and right audio.
Excellent. Okay. So, on the day, we're not going to use monitors, are we?
Yeah. No, that's going to be used. The video technician Pete, he's going to be taking full control of the monitor output. That level will not be touched.
Yep. So we're not going to use monitors on the day because of the room size. Yeah, like we discussed earlier. So why would it normally be important to use monitors?
Because
you're going to have the PA speakers in front.
You, and you're going to need a monitor in front of the lead musician or the whole band, just so they can listen to exactly what they're hearing.
Yeah, because the speakers are in front of you, aren't they, exactly, on the stage, so you can't hear.
You're not going to hear it, so you need to have some feedback so you can hear exactly how you sound.
So what would happen if, like in this room, for example, if these speakers were louder?
Yes.
And that microphone was pointing into the speaker, what would happen?
Basically, I'd cause a reloop. The sound would be travelling out of the speakers through the microphone and then relooping round back through the speakers, and that'd be like a cross through the reloop. That makes a really loud white noise kind of sound.
So we want to avoid that at all costs on the day, don't we? Yeah, and that's the purpose of the sound check, isn't it? To make sure that isn't going to happen.
How we avoid all that.
Excellent. Okay. Well done. I think we've covered all of it there, Brandon. So you know exactly what your role is, yeah? You know what the hypothetical role is as well in the professional world, but you know exactly what your role is going to be for both for the TV show and for the open mic, yeah? Okay? I think that's pretty much everything, Brandon, yeah? Any final questions or comments?
No.
You understand exactly what you're being asked to do?
Yes.
Brilliant, well done, mate.